Good morning, Stitchy friends. Today is Tuesday, November 11, 2023. Happy Veterans Day to those who have served. I am humble, thankful, and appreciative to those veterans who have served to protect and defend our country. Thank you. My name is Addie, and welcome to Addie's Cross and Quilts. If you're new for the first time, welcome. I hope you like what you see. You do all the floss tube YouTube things. You subscribe, like, share, leave a purple heart emoji. Do all the things. To my new subscribers, returning subscribers, and returning viewers, welcome back. Hi. I'm feeling the love. I feel like I'm shrinking again. Here we go with this table. Let me try something. Here we go. So welcome back. First of all, I fixed my table. It's shaking, but not as much. I am no longer on 3 legs. I am no longer on 3 legs. I'm on 4. Second of all, to all the new subscribers, thank you. I am so appreciative. Before I even forget, thank you, Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching, for giving me a shout out. When I heard my name, I was like, pinch me, I'm sleeping. It took me a good day to process that they had given me a shout out. And I was like, wait, they shouted me out. And yes, a few of you came over and visited my channel, and I am so thankful and appreciative. So I'm really super excited, and I'm so thankful, and I'm feeling the love, and I hope you like what I'm sharing and you stay for a while. So I think this video is gonna be a quirky one, okay? Because I don't know if you can tell, but I am so sleep deprived. I'm a day late. I am so sleep deprived. The drama I am going through fur grandbaby drama, and I don't know if I should tell you now or leave it to the end, and I might give you a little bit now and give you the rest later. But basically, one of my fur grandchildren had to be taken Friday to the vet. He's drama, and pure drama. And I ended up having to take him back again on Monday because he had to get surgery. And I'm gonna insert like a 4-minute clip. I might shorten it to like a 1-minute clip at the end, just so that if you don't want to see it, you could just ignore it. But if you hear the drama with this child, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so because of what he was going through, I think if I have slept 12 hours since Friday, I have slept too much. And but yet, moving along, because I'm a trooper. Anyway, for those of you who are new here, this isn't a dog about fur grandchildren. This is a dog about cross stitch and my passion for cross stitching and other stuff such as quilting. As you can see, I'm sharing a little bit of my cross stitching and background. I had framed them, but I'm finally hanging them up. I've been slowly but surely organizing my craft room. So if anybody is interested in a little craft room tour, it's not 100% complete, but I'm more than willing to share. Let me know, leave it in the comments. What else I have in store? I am super thankful to Pam and Steph for the shout out. I will mention it a couple of times because I'm grateful and appreciative that a few guys have come over and seen and have subscribed, and I'm thankful for that because I never expected to get the amount of subscribers that I have gotten. I decided to document my crafting journey as to leave a little bit of me in the internet. My children serve, all 4 of my children. I call them my bad egg out of love, because I say that each one of my kids have inherited one of my quirks at that stage of my life that they were conceived, because they remind me so much of me at that point of my life. So I call them my bad egg, but they all know it's out of love. It's not negative, and it's out of genuine love, and they know it. As a matter of fact, if I don't call them my bad egg at least once ever so often, they want to know if I'm mad at them. That's how much they know it's affectionately. Anyway, and I am super proud of them, of the men and women that they have become, and they are, and so I'm proud of them, and that they're serving to defend, and knowing that they're protecting our borders, I can sleep peacefully. So I talk, yes, I can be braggadocious about that. With that being said, my two grandbabies are not very close to me. The last grandbaby, I saw her in July. Prior to that, I hadn't seen her physically seen her or held her since she was 4 months old. So I saw her when she was 4 months old, and then I saw her again when she was 4 years old. And now she's in Japan. So I decided to document this so that she can see who her grandma was and what the fun stuff her grandma used to do. And hopefully she can learn to appreciate a craft, because some of these crafts are dying. Some of the crafts are dying because people are so busy not appreciating handmade stuff. So I figured if I could leave a legacy for my grandchildren and maybe my grandchildren's grandchildren, and this is why I decided to leave my little piece of the internet. And if nobody else sees it but them, I'm okay with that too. So that's my thing. At the same time, I figured, why not share? Because if I can encourage, inspire, and enable you to do something creative, and why not? I mean, this is what it's all about. We have two separate hobbies, creating and collecting. As you can see, my pattern collection. Let's not talk about the PDFs, okay? Anyway, again, as usual, I will say my disclaimer, and my disclaimer is, please be careful if you're stitching and you're drinking. I don't know what shit is coming out of my mouth. I will say something stupid or funny, and half of the time I don't even know I said it until I've said it. So I'm sorry. I don't mean it in a negative content. It just comes out of my mouth. Sometimes the filter between the brain and the tongue has disappeared and whatever. So I don't want you to splurt anything on your thing. You've been warned. What does Addie have in store for you today? Well, Addie went against all the gist, because between the dogs and her lack of sleep and her not sticking to the plan, because hey, you know what? Plans are suggestions. I like to say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and for me, plans are that, good intentions. So I did have a plan, and I will continue to plan, because why not? At least if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, and I don't plan to fail, but I still have an intent. And at least if I have a goal, what did I say? If you don't have a if you don't have a goal, you miss it all the time, right? Or you have it, or you hit it every time, or something like that. So basically, I want to have some kind of plan or some kind of suggestion, and that's where I'm at. Sometimes it's not gonna work, but that's why plans can be rearranged, right? So this week, fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, my plans were rearranged. Thank you for my grand fur baby. Thank you for my lack of sleep. And thank you for life itself, right? Because that's what happens. Health happens, life happens, and all that good stuff. And that's why we have to give ourselves grace. Because if we don't give ourselves grace to say, hey, you know what, we couldn't do it today, we'll worry about it tomorrow. And that's what this is about. This isn't a job. This is a love. This is a passion. If we don't want to work on this today, we don't have to work on it today. That's why I have so many whips. Because I start one and I go, I don't feel like working on this today. I'm going to change my mind. Or I had this plan for today and I don't feel like working on it today, so I'm going to start something else. And that's why I have so many whips. That's why I have so many other thoughts. And that's why it's called squirreling. I'm always squirreling. I'm always starting. And I enjoy the process of it, not the progress of it. Sometimes I reach a point where I want the progress of it because I want to see it finished and I want to see it on my walls. And that's where we go. Okay, I am 9 minutes in and I still haven't showed you one thing. Sorry about that. I guess that's what happens when you are sleep deprived. So let's move along. I have a SAF. I have a couple of starts, and I have a whip or two, and then we will work on Christmas. And in case I forgot to say, I think this is episode 19, which that's another thing. Leave me a comment if you think I should do the season 2 episode something, or if I should just give you the the video number, because I'm still not sure if I want to do the season like every year thing, like, you know, because this is my second year filming or recording or whatever you call it. So let me know what you think. Okay, I'd appreciate that. Oh, and I was able to go to Stitchy Saturday on Saturday, and I got some mental health investment. Although I had a mini just a mini I had a mini temper tantrum in the L&S store, 3 stitches. I should be ashamed, but I'm not. Why? I have to laugh at it. The ladies, my Stitchy Saturday squad, hi ladies, they just look at me. They're like, "Oh, Addie," they just laughed. They just laughed. They know me. They're accustomed to me. But I did have I did this 54-year-old woman acted like a 2-year-old in the middle of the LNS because she didn't have enough. She got put in a budget. Well, you know what? I'm going to keep on telling you and then I'll show you later. But yeah, because I'm having a conversation. I'm enjoying this here. So what happened? So like 3 weeks ago, it's not my fault. In my defense, I was left unsupervised in Hobby Lobby. Okay? I was left unsupervised in Hobby Lobby, in my defense. And they put all the pretty fall stuff, 50%. And then they had the Christmas fabric, and then they had the fall fabric at 50%. It's not my fault. So I kind of sort of like spent my allowance budget. So then when I went to 3 stitches, they just released a Brenda with my needle with my needle and thread, and they had like the cute little snowman and the little Quaker and the little Quaker house ones, and I wanted all of them, and it was more than my budget, and I was sad and mad because I couldn't get them all. It's not like I can get them next week. I was just being a brat because I wanted them now. I didn't want to wait till Friday, which I'm gonna go Friday to get them anyway. I'm literally going to drive Friday and pick them up. I was whining because if I bought all 4 of them, then it was going to be the right amount for my budget, and then I was going to get the fabric that I wanted to get. So I was whining and throwing a temper tantrum because I couldn't get everything that I wanted, right? The ladies were, "Oh, Addie." One of my friends were like, "Addie, I'll buy it for you." I'm like, "No." She still bought it for me, and I'm so thankful because it was one of those, we buy for each other all the time, so it's no biggie. But it was so funny because I was like, but, and I kept on saying, but in my defense, I was left unsupervised in Hobby Lobby, and they were all laughing. Okay, let's start with the cross stitching. Where is my board? Oh, see, I have organized my room so good that I even forgot how organized I am. My board is right here. My little box of clips that I got from Amazon. Are these cool? So yes. So for my first to show is, this is a SAF, a start and a finish. That's what a SAF is, in case you don't know what the acronyms are. SAF, S-A-F, is start and finish. This is a SAF. This was a free pattern that was given to me by the Miss Pam at 3 Stitches. I am stitching this on a 28 count pale gray Greenham linen by Fabric Flair. So this is I guess it's a freebie that October House Fabric Arts give to shops, so they can copy and give to, so the shops can give to their customers. And this is what it is. Of course, I did my own because the colors that they I didn't like. Because example, like the Rejoice was supposed to be green, And I didn't use the colors. I just made it my own. And then I used beads. Let me see if you can see the reflections for the star. And of course, it was supposed to be white and gold thread. It was a weeks that it worked, but it had a DMC conversion. But of course, I did it my own. So I did the pot in gray, not gray, gold Krynic. I think it was 002. I think it's 002. If anybody wants these colors, let me know. But this is Mo's Sale. I use Mo's Sale for the tree for silks. Mo's Sale silks, because of course I love me Mo's. And I need to put the disclaimer out there. I am not affiliated with Mo's Sale. However, I am obsessed with Mo's Sale silks, and I use them as much as I can. If I can color convert, if I can substitute, I would always try to substitute with Mo's Sales. One, they're affordable. Two, they're beautiful and luscious. And I have my friends love me and hate me because I've turned them into Mo's Sales lovers. So, but this is my SAF. So as you can see, I did the star with the beads, with red and gold beads, and then I did the little tree, and then I did Rejoice. So I really like this, and of course I thought it was very cute, and I asked hubby if I should do it a little Christmas ornament or a pillow, and he said to do it into a pillow. So I will be finishing this off as a pillow. Super happy and excited about that. So I did get a finish, and I got my bill. I got a finish, yay! So for my next one, I have, look at that, look at that. The needle is still stuck. Can you see the needle? There's the needle. Look at that needle. Okay. So for the next one is a start. And let me pull this out real quick. And this is Shannon Christine. This is what's gonna look like. It is Shannon Christine Autumn Vibes. I am stitching this on a 16 count navy Aida. I figured it would look prettier on the navy fabric than on the taupey one that is suggested, and this is how much I've done. This is what I've done. I think I'm gonna see if I can work on it some more. I really like the vibes of it. It is so cute. I was talking with my daughter and I sort of fell asleep, and that's why the needle was on it. But this is how much I think I've done, like 400 stitches on this one. If I can give you stats, I will, because this did go thing up on Markup XP. But yeah, so I started with a middle center start. So basically I started right here, and then I came over here and I started this. So this is a little cup, and then yeah, so I'm gonna come down after I finish this little piece, then I'm gonna come back here. So like I took the color, I filled out whatever, and then I came over here to fill out this piece, and then once this is finished, I'm gonna come back here and stitch on this cup, and then whatever, and then I'm gonna move like that. But I'm really liking this. So this is called Autumn Vibes by Shannon Christine, and I started this on Saturday night. The other start I started yesterday with my friend Dawn from Enchanting Stitches, and I only have like 160 stitches on it. And in all honesty, I love it. I want to stitch some more on it. Unfortunately, I'm tired. I was exhausted and I stopped, but I'm hoping I have a chance to, because it is an autumn stitch, and I said I want to stitch as much autumn stitches that I can. It's being stitched in a 14 count Aida. It's called Cozy Seasons by Tiny Modernist. It's part of the Patreon. I am stitching it on a 14 count Aida, the color of sage. I picked this up in Hobby Lobby, this fabric from Hobby Lobby, and this is all I've got. I did do a center start, like that is a dead center, and that's how much I did. I had just come back from dropping shadow off, I think. Yeah, I had just come back from dropping shadow off, and I was trying to stitch, and I was so exhausted that I was literally like, I was putting the needle and my eyes was like closing. And I'm like, I'm sorry, ladies, I have to go take a nap. And yeah, so I will see if I can work on this. I'm not even making any plans, but I do plan to work on that. So that was the start for today. The next start, let me see if it's this one, because I think the next one that I have is Miss Victorian Christmas Eve by Nora Corbett. So I'm trying to do a Nora November variation, Nora / Mirabilia. It's not going as planned, but you know, whatever. Again, plans are meant to be rearranged. And this is where it looks like, where it was at. I'm stitching this on a 28 count opalescent linen. And this is where it's at. So I finally got the hood. Like you can see, I'm finally getting the hood up. I got some of the fluffy whisper white over her hood, and I got some over here. So I've done this part, I've come up here, and I've come up here. So yeah, I don't know if you can see. Let me take the paper off. This paper off. Maybe you can see there. Here we go. Can you see? There we go. Yeah, that spot's killing me. Don't worry. I'm gonna put some shout, and I'm gonna put it to wash when it's finished. I'm gonna wash it up. I'm hoping that some of the other hedges, how you call it, the hedges, what's stitched around her can cover some of that stain up. But I'm pretty sure I can get that stain out once if she's stitched. And I'm gonna put some Tide and some Shout Out or whatever. It's gonna come out. I'm not worried about it. But she's looking so pretty. Look at her. So yes. And no, I don't have a stitch count for her because she's not on any program. I just stitch, and I don't take time to whatchamacallit. You know what I'm talking about. And then the next one that I have is Pumpkin Spice by Shannon Christine. Pumpkin Spice, it looks like this, and then this is where it was at the last time I shared it. It is being stitched on a 28 count light, what is it? Light khaki gingham. What is it? Light khaki Weeks Dye Works gingham, if I'm saying that pronunciation correctly. It is a Weeks Dye Works, and I shared the picture of where it was at the last time I shared it, and here is where it's at. So what happened? Well, this here right here, I was off. So I was off because this dark green was supposed to be 2 rows of 3, and I only had 1 row of 3. So after I had stitched all of this, I had to frog all of this and restitch this. So after I frogged this, I was like, you know what? Let me fill this in. So I frogged this, filled all of this in, because I had some of the darker peach, but I didn't have the lighter peach nor the white. So I filled all of this in. I filled up here, and then I came and I did this, and then I started the pumpkin. And my intent was to at least finish this pumpkin before putting it away. But then I was like, nope, I'm too tired. So, but this is how much I've done, and I am loving this. I am happy that I chose this gingham. It gives a really beautiful autumn feel. My beautiful friend Deanna, she laughs at me because her name is Diane, but I call her Deanna. She stitched this because we started it together. She has finished hers, and she stitched it in beautiful lavender. I forgot the name, but it's a lavender linen, and it's so pretty. The teals pop against the purple, and it's so pretty. But this is where I am at for this. And then that is all. that is all my whips. That is all I have done. I was not able to work on my Christmas delivery gnomes. I'm hoping that I can work on that today. Another one that I am planning to start today is, because it's Veterans Day, and in honor of Veterans Day, I am hoping that I can work and start it today. If I can find a picture of it, I will be doing it in honor of Veterans Day, because if I wanted to work on Lady of the Flag. Unfortunately, I don't have Lady of the Flag fully kitted, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready to do that. Like I'm not in the headspace to do that. So I'm like, since I'm not in the headspace to do that, and I'm really not ready for it right now, it's okay. So I will be starting this year in honor of Veterans Day. If anybody is interested in this pattern, I got it from Autumn Andrea on Etsy. I will see if I can find the link and attach it. I'm not promising, and it was very, very reasonably priced. Look how beautiful this is. And the poppies with the flag, gorgeous. And it's big, but it's not big. And it's not a lot of white. So I really am happy with it, and yeah. So I will be starting that. That's today's stitch. That is today's plan. I don't know what else I'm going to do for the rest of the week, because who knows. But I do know that I will be stitching on that in honor of Veterans Day. And that's all. Oh, so it is what week is this? It is week 6. Let me look at no, it's week 7. We're counting down. We got 5 more weeks to Christmas after this week. It is week 7 of 12 weeks of Christmas. And let's see. I'm writing down that it's week 7. Let's see what this week's whip will be. I will still try to work on the gnome. So the Christmas delivery gnome, but then let's see. Let's look for a handy wheel. And here we go. This is where they're at. We're at. Let's press the button if I can get my fat fingers out of the way. Oh, I guess my fat fingers won't let me do that. Let me see. Here we go. And we are looking at Frosty. Yay! So let me see if I can find a picture of Frosty so I don't have to be looking all over the place. I do have a picture of Frosty someplace around here, because I don't feel like stopping and starting. I am so out of this right now. I'm sorry. I'm not my usual self. And I can feel that I'm not my usual self, but I am just so exhausted. Like, I am so tired right now. And I'm not looking for sympathy. I don't want you to think that I'm looking for sympathy. I'm not. I'm just sharing that, you know what? Everybody has their issues. I am understanding and compassionate about the fact that everybody has an issue, and this is my issue. Where it's, you know, so my baby girl in February went on deployment, and she's like, Mom, I need you to babysit my fur baby, my babies. I'm like, sure, no problem, bring them over. Now we have 2 Yorkies, so we're like, bring them over. What's 2 more? Fine, no problem. And we had them, and we were fine. We were getting accustomed to them, because our schedule and her schedule is different. One of the things is she used to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and take them for a run, because she's military. She gets them, so she'll get up in the morning and she'll take them for a run and exercise and bring them back and stuff like that, and they'll go back to sleep. Well, we're not those people. So guess what? They will get up at 4:30 in the morning every morning, expecting to go out. And yeah, so we finally got them accustomed to getting up at 6:30. Then in August, my son, who was being relocated or restationed or whatever the heck you call it with the military, calls me and says, Mom, we were taking the Huskies, but the airline is saying it's too hot to travel with the dogs. Can you watch them for me? What am I going to say? No, they're my fur grandchildren. I'm going to say no because they didn't have anybody else to leave them with. You know, it's like, and they had to wait until it got cooler. So I'm like, sure. Well, 2 huskies and 6 dogs later, because there's 6 dogs now that I have in a house. I need you to understand, I've never taken care of big dogs. Like, I have 2 Yorkies. One is 4.5, one is 5. You've seen them before if you've looked at my previous videos. I don't know how to take care of these dogs. And then, come to find out, huskies are the most vocal dogs there are. And when they are not happy, they let you know. They let you know. All of this to say that my husband's and my life have been disrupted since August. And I'm not complaining because I'm enjoying their peach. They're the most lovable dogs. They hug on you and they love on you. But I think Grandma and Grandpa, Beta and Pop-Ups, that's what we call ourselves, Beta and Pop-Ups, are going to be like, we're going to, when the dogs are gone and it's just Duke and Daisy, I think we're locking down and we're just going to sleep for like a week. That's how tired we are. That's how exhausted, and yeah, that's how exhausted we are, because it's just one of those situations where it's like, so I'm not whining, I'm not complaining. I just need you all to know that it's just one of those situationships. Anyway, so Frosty is the Frosty Cozy Christmas from Luminous Fiber Arts, and this is what Frosty is going to look like. And I am so excited to work on him. I already have I do have my Mo's silks picked out for him. I do have a beautiful red, and I think I have a pink, because at first I was going to use the Weeks Dye Works, but I think I'm gonna check my reds, and I'm gonna check my silks, and then I'm gonna check my thing, because I might do a combo. But isn't he so cute? So yes, so definitely gonna try to work on that. So Frosty is, let me write down that it's Frosty, and that is all of my stitching for plans for the week. Well, I know I'm going to work on Frosty. I know I'm going to work on Christmas delivery, because I do want to work on Christmas delivery. I know I'm going to work on a couple of autumns also. And then I'm going to try to finish a couple of little pillows. Even if I could finish 2 pillows, I still have to work, which I haven't started. But I finally got my room to, you see, I finally got my sewing machine back. I finally got my room to a point where I can start sewing my quilt. So I think I'm gonna try to see if I can sew on my on the quilt I started preparing and cutting. And then yeah, for now, yeah. So mental health investments. Here we go. So I don't know if I had told you guys earlier, I had purchased this fabric because I had seen this pattern, and then when I had purchased the fabric, I couldn't remember the name of the pattern. Well, when I was at 3 Stitches, not this Stitchy Saturday, but last month's Stitchy Saturday, I had seen it. So I had asked her to hold it because we were getting ready to walk out the door. She was getting ready to close. So she was holding it. So I finally packed it up. I will be doing her. Of course, we're not doing her green. I probably might do her suntan just for the fun of it. And she is going to have purple hair because we don't care. We love purple hair. But I love this. And I'm super looking forward to working on her. Of course, she's going to be on next year's rotation. But I got her. So I got her. And then I blame this one on Beth, the Steadfast Stitcher, who's doing a hashtag with somebody else, because of course I forgot, but I saw Beth doing this, and it is the Wicked Stitch Society. Again, I'm not going to be doing her green, but because I don't do green witches. I do not approve of green witches. There are people like, I love, it's Gary from Gayron Stitchery. He loves green witches, which is great for him, because he loves the color green, and I don't blame him. So I love to see them, and they're cute. I just don't want green witches in my house. So I'm going to be changing her hair to purple. I'm going to be changing her to a little suntan, like my color, And I think I'm gonna be adding a little bit more purple, because she just has purple where she's sitting, like on her dress. So I know I'm gonna be putting some purple here, and I might even be doing the background in purple, like how Beth from Steadfast Stitcher is doing. So those two were the ones that they were holding for me. And then this is one of the ones I was pouting about. Isn't it cute? Like I am so in love. See, I even went and got this fabric, but I might change it. I might change it to another fabric. But I even went and got a fabric, because I picked up this fabric because it was 28 count sandstone tea dyed linen. And I thought it was really pretty. And of course, I'm going to be using my Mo's. And you know I have to change it a little. So I might change. I'm going to use this, I think. But look how pretty. And I want to start working on this again. I want to work on this. I don't know what is my obsession with Brenda Gervais and her Quakers and stuff like that. And then I picked up this little piece of mushroom, 25 count Witcher Lugana, for my, I'm going to be working on those little monthlies by Promo's Cottage, those little tiny little monthlies. I'm going to be working on those with my friend. We've decided that we're going to be making them next year. That's what we're going to try to make one every month. That's the plan. And then I also picked up, so I purchased elegant lace for the Sunshine Sticker, EJ's Sal for Sunshine Stagers. They're gonna be doing by, is it Artsy by ABC or something like that, the elegance lace for next year's Sal. You know, every year they do a Sal. This year was Put a Bird on It. Last year was doesn't Quaker Sal. Anyway, so I picked up this beautiful cream 30 count linen. I'm trying this, and then it's gonna be, they call it black work, which is one strand. So the lady had explained that she used a toile or a fall or whatever, the one that's equivalent to a 12 weight, and then she used DMC, the coordinating DMC. So I picked up this DMC 12 pearl, the color of ultraviolet. And then I picked up the coordinating ultraviolet. So that's going to be what I'm going to be stitching on. And I think I'm happy with it. I don't know if I shared the pattern, but here's the pattern just in case. So this is my first attempt of doing black work, and I'm really excited to start this Sal. So yes, and of course it had to be purple. Can you tell? Ha ha ha. It looks like me, see? So that is what my investments were at 3 stitches. And then when Under the Sea fabric, because we all love Under the Sea fabric, she when I have a love-hate relationship with Bella Drin from Bella Filipina right now, because I don't know. Like, I feel like he's getting a little too big for his britches. Like, I know he has to make money, and I know that the bigger ones are a little bit bigger, but I think I'm hurting right now to think that just he wants to charge $40 to $46 for a pattern. And I know they're big, and I know they're his 10th year anniversary, and I know that he's a designer. He could charge whatever the heck he wants, and I as a consumer can decide if yes, I want to buy it, and no, I don't want to buy it. And I've already purchased 2 of his $40 patterns because I loved it that much that I was like, okay, I'll buy it. I say all of this to say that that last one came out. It's gorgeous. I priced it. It's over $250, and I'm like, wait, the seahorse was over $250. Adriana was over $250. If I'm already $750 in, I can't afford it. I'm sorry. All of this to say that I think I just continue whenever I can by supporting the little ones. If I like it, if not, I won't, because it's my prerogative and my choice, right, as a consumer. especially since I have so many wigs, I have so many fancy ladies, and half of the time they sit down kitted waiting for me to start. However, with all that being said, I love Leslie Under the Sea Fabric, and if I can support a LNS, as long as I can support, if finances get in a situation where I can't support it anymore, then I can't, because financially I'm not gonna support you to stay starving. So, and then my friend and I made a commitment, and I'm gonna be in a no buy for 2026. There are some exclusions, exceptions, but I'm gonna be in a no buy for 2026. So I can't buy no patterns for 2026. However, if anybody wants to gift me, I'm not gonna say no to a gift. Anyway, I got these from Leslie, and I like the delicate conversion, so I always do the delicate. I prefer delicate beads than Mill Hill, so whenever I can do, and I prefer the petite treasure birds for the Krynic, so whenever I can do this. But look how gorgeous Ariel is, and I can see me starting her. Like I don't know if it's the use of the fabric. Well, you know, I will be dyeing my own fabric, because I have learned to dye my own fabric, and I have saved a chunk of money dyeing my own fabric. I said all of this to say I'm finding ways to dye my own fabric. So yeah. So that was another mental health investment. My last mental health investment, and I'm trying to convince my friends, my buddy who's helping me for no buy for 2025 to let me be able to just at least buy Mo's, and she's trying to, because I don't know if I can not buy Mo's, and I'm trying to convince her to let me buy Mo's, and she's trying to say, well, we'll see, maybe we can buy once a month, and I'm like, but I buy every week, and she's like, we'll see. So yeah, my Mo's, you know, I'm gonna put a link for Mo's Facebook page in the thing. Again, I am not affiliated. I pay for this. Mo has not, like, I don't get any freebie or anything like that, no discount, no nothing. I pay just like a regular consumer does. I just love it. I love it. Look. So this was this was her Halloween colors. Look how gorgeous. Look at this. Look, I am in love. Look at this. Aren't they gorgeous? And then look at this red. Look at this. It's called Belladonna. I had to get the I got I had gotten the skein, and then I went back and I got the hank, because I'm like, that's a purple. I have to get that purple. And then this is called Zombie. Look how pretty. It's like a blue gray. Yeah, that's the true color. It's a little brighter because of the light, but that's literally the true color of it. Blue, gray, steel. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah. Mo's gonna send me to bankrupt. Mo's gonna send me bankrupt. I love Mo so much. I just be spending money. So like I don't have to, besides my Teresa Kogut and my, like, I have Patreon for Teresa Kogut, Tiny Modernist, and Liz Matthews. I think I'm going to sacrifice Liz Matthews and Tiny Modernist, and I'm going to keep Teresa Kogut, because I'm obsessed with Teresa Kogut also. But if I have to choose between Mo's and Teresa Kogut, as much as I love Teresa Kogut, I will sacrifice Teresa Kogut so I could get my Mo's. And that's literally what they're making me do. They're making me pick and choose who I have to choose from. And that is all of my mental health investments. Plans. I plan to work on that piece that I showed you earlier. I plan to go to Stitching Library on Saturday. I plan to start besides Cozy, besides Frosty Cozy Mitten or whatever you call it. I also plan to work on the Christmas gnome. And then there's another one that I finally, I shared it earlier, where you had to sew the two fabric, the two linens together, because the bottom was brown and the top was like a beigey color. I finally sewed that together. So I am going to start that. When? I don't know. I'm hoping I start this week, because it is an autumn and I want to start as much autumns as I can. Because I'm going to try next year to only start bigger, like on special occasion starts, and work on whips. That's the plan for next year. There's something else I said I was going to mention and I forgot. So, oh, is anybody doing the Jingle Ball? I will be there. I did buy my ticket. I think I'm going to purchase the snow globe class. If there's PDF class available for the snow globe, I will be purchasing the snow globe class. I think they're so cute, and I want to do that. They're very cute, and I'm obsessed with Liz Matthews. I thought about doing Teresa Koge's class. I'm still not sure about that, because I don't know. Also, yeah. I can't think of anything else. And if I forgot it, I guess I'll see you next time. With that being said, if you're still interested, oops, sorry about that. If you're still interested in seeing Shadow's drama as I drove him to the vet on Monday morning, I will be adding it here at the end of this video. So remember, every day may not be good, but there is good in every day. And smile, because it may be the brightest thing someone saw today. Until next time, love you. Bye. This is what I'm currently dealing with, okay? I'm driving and Shadow thinks he's a lap dog. And he's letting everybody know that he's not happy. Why? Seriously, Shadow, come on, be nice to Vita. I'm sorry, you couldn't sleep with your mommy last night. She's in heat, and you're on your way to get you castrated. Yep, they're gonna cut your nuts off. Yep, they're gonna cut your balls off. They're gonna go whoop, just like that. I can't believe you think you're a lap dog, okay? You like literally slid yourself behind me on my back while I'm driving. That is not safe, you know. You don't care? I know. I'm a bad grandma. I'm a bad Vita. Hey, you need to stop that. Stop wiggling. Come over here. Come on, stop.